True story. I'm trying to find a thumbnail for this review, and minute after minute goes by, and it is clear to me that I can't find one fucking photo worthy enough to put as my review thumbnail. And then I come across Alexa Bliss and her damn pig Larry. I don't even know how this photo popped up in my search. I'm over here looking for the perfect Raw thumbnail. And as each photo goes by, as I always do in this process, my creative juices start flowing. I create the perfect thumbnail and the headline. And I can't think of one damn thing for this show. Not one photo is interesting. Not one photo is fun. Not one photo is worthy enough. And I'm going through all of these Raw photos, and Alexa Bliss and her damn pig Larry pop up out of nowhere. And it dawned on me. There it is! Because that photo symbolizes this fucking Raw. I would rather watch Alexa Bliss and her pig Larry for 3 hours. I would rather watch that because it would be more entertaining than watching 3 hours of this shit show that we call Raw. You give me Alexa Bliss and Larry for 3 hours and I would be more entertained because, guys, tragically, this show is no longer watchable. I know we can say that for the better part of the last 10 years. Sometimes we're joking, sometimes we're serious, but this is a very toxic level. This is a scary moment that we are at because they were already, as a company, really bad. For years, they were already producing really bad television. And now during these trying times, now during adversity, it is clear that they weren't ready for an issue like this that impacted the world, more specifically themselves in that company. This company was not ready for this wabaka that punched them square in the mug, and it has literally knocked them out. They were going along business as usual, getting the quick money grabs, tens of millions of dollars from Saudi Arabia and countries of such. They were getting the quick $1 billion from Fox. They didn't have to give a shit about what the fans thought. They were losing fans by the fucking droves. Nobody was showing up to the arenas anymore. Merchandise sales were down. Ratings were drastically down. But they didn't need to care. They were getting quick money grabs. Tens of millions of dollars was still pouring in. That's all that mattered to the old man. I mean, he's gonna sell before he croaks anyway. So he didn't care. Now that business isn't so hot, all he has to rely on is us fans. The ones that have been there for them since day one. But they're in panic mode. After producing 10 years of shit TV, now you either fucking sink or swim. They don't know what the fuck to do now. Shit. Now we have to give them something. But we don't got anything in the tank. We weren't prepared for this. We don't know how to produce good content anymore. We thought at the snap of our finger, the blink of an eye, if we need to, we can produce good television. They thought that for 10 years. And here we are. They don't know what the fuck to do. They're like a deer in headlights. You know they're in fucking panic mode. They no longer got the fucking money that's pouring in, and now the fans that were already pissed off and leaving in droves, that's only gonna get fucking worse. You already saw that last week when the Raw rating crept into the ones at a 1.92. That was your go-home show to WrestleMania, and they couldn't even make it into the twos. Now this week might get back into the twos because it is the post-WrestleMania Raw. This is usually, at least in the past, the best Raw of the year. So it might make its way back into the twos, but talk to me about the ratings next week or the week after and the week after when you're building to Money in the Bank, Vengeance, Backlash, or whatever other B-rated pay-per-view they're going to throw at us. If you're producing this type of television, I promise you guys, the ratings are going to be cemented into the ones, and that company is in a whirl of shit. Pro wrestling is in a world of shit right now because pro wrestling doesn't work without a crowd. We have seen this experiment for weeks now, and it is clear we have the final decision being made by all of us. We unanimously came to this final decision. We've come to our conclusion from this experiment. It's a failure. They tried, but pro wrestling doesn't work without an audience, without a crowd, without that live reaction. You can do this to WrestleMania because WrestleMania, the name itself, still holds weight. But after that, guys, how much longer can we do this? If WWE for the last 10 years was producing good television, then this Wabaka wouldn't have totally flatlined them. And we would be okay with subpar programming till we get through this. Because we knew WWE has been great for the past 10 years. But they haven't been great. They haven't even been good. So now at a time where you really need to pull your head out of your ass, they were so far up that shit, they can't get out. If you're already really bad and then something happens tragically, that's gonna make you even worse. Where do you go? This company was already so damn bad for 10 years. How much lower do we go? It has gotten to the point, guys, this is a true story. The program is no longer watchable. And I know we've said that jokingly or maybe seriously in the past 10 years so many times, but it is legitimately unwatchable now. Like, there is not 1 ounce of fun. And on top of that, I used to say, we watch out of habit and hope. Even the hope is gone because you just know nothing exciting is happening. In 3 hours, you can get a feel in the first 5 minutes of a show. You know nothing exciting, you know nothing fun, you know nothing entertaining is gonna happen in a 3-hour show. That's what it's come to. I at least used to hope. And any time it could happen, it's gone. These shows are now legitimately unwatchable. Larry the Pig and Alexa Bliss I will watch for 3 hours because it would be more entertaining. At this point, the total fucking Bellas! The total fucking Bellas! John, oh my god, like, are we seriously splitting up? What the hell? Brie, you're not even gonna believe what happened. Me and John split up. My god, if I can't deal with a minute of these fake Kardashians. But that's probably more entertaining than 3 hours of Raw. John, oh my god, Brie. Oh, but I'll do it if it means taking the place of Monday Night Raw. I don't know how we do this, guys. We could not deal with a Monday Night Raw that's been worse than it has been in the last several years. But that's what this Wabaka that's going around the globe, that's what it's making that company into. And unfortunately, they just weren't good enough to rise above this Wabaka. It's either sink or swim. They're sinking. This program last night was absolutely treacherous. I mean, this was absolute. I mean, there was nothing fun. There is not one WWE sheet fan out there that's listening to my words right now and probably angry at me because I'm not speaking positively or highly on the company. You're probably upset with me right now. But what did you honestly get excited about in this show? I want to know. What excited you? What made you have the time of your fucking night last night? What was fun? What made you intrigued for the future? I really want to know because I need to know if I can tap into that level of idiocracy and stupidity over the next several weeks and months. I need to know if I can hang with you guys. I tell you, in case you guys haven't figured it out, I'm in the car. I got a trip ahead. My veteran subscribers, you know by now, since we started going to this audio format a few weeks ago, when this Wabaka started, and this just makes it easier for me with a lot of these vids and podcasts. You guys know that when I'm in the car, for some reason, I flip a lot more. I get even more amplified. I don't know what it is. I don't mean to be. It's just, and then when you have a shitty show like this, it makes it even more amplified. So, full disclosure, I know we're already probably over 10 minutes into this review. Anybody that's seeking positivity or an abundance of it, this is not the video for you. You can leave now. Please come back. I definitely appreciate you showing support and love for the Amplified Man in the channel, but there's not a lot of positive talk. I usually don't do timestamps, and I'm not going to here. But I will tell you, I speak positively about this show at the top of it with the Asuka match. I'm one of the very few in the community, probably. I didn't care about the Big Show, Drew McIntyre thing. It didn't do anything for me in a negative way. If anything, it only helped fucking Drew. Because we didn't even expect Drew to be on there anyway. So it's no harm, no foul. So that actually isn't too negative. And then the top of the third hour with Seth Rollins, even though it was simplistic and probably didn't mean much to a lot of people, that's a little bit of positive talk. So there you go. If you want to forward to those parts, maybe you get a little bit of positive talk. Everything else you're not going to like. So you might want to leave the channel now. Again, please come back because I do appreciate you guys. And in the same kind of, same light, I guess you could say, in the same spectrum, anybody that doesn't like to hear me yell or really fucking, really get amplified, which I don't know why you'd be on this channel. My name is literally BC Amplified. What do you think I do here? Fucking crumpets and tea, and we tell bedtime stories in a nice, slow, fucking, calm, whispery voice? No, we get amplified. But if you don't like me really going to that next level, this is probably not the vid for you either. But just like I said about those that want positivity more than the negative, please come back to the channel. I definitely appreciate you guys. For you guys that are ready to get amplified, let's do this. Because this needs to be said. The show is no longer watchable. And for anybody that says, if you don't like it, then just stop watching it, BC. I would never watch something I don't like. Why? Because I am not a quitter. I don't quit shit that I love. I love professional wrestling. I still love WWE. I know what it could be. I know what it should be. I'm not just going to stop. First of all, I have thousands of people that rely on my thought process, my fact-based research, and my opinions after shows, before shows, during shows. Whichever the case may be, they love coming to this channel and talking pro wrestling with the Amplified Man, and I love talking it with them. So no, I'm not just gonna fucking stop. A. B. My Knicks have been unwatchable for years and years, my New York Knicks. I didn't just stop watching them. I still continue to watch them, as painful as it is to sit through a 2.5 hour game for my New York Knicks. I don't give up on them just because they're unwatchable. I want to be there during the best of days and to really be able to be in that parade with them. You have to suffer through those bad days with them, because that's the only way that moment of victory and triumph is going to be so much sweeter. You know that you went through the whole journey with them. I don't stop watching my New York Knicks. When my Green Bay Packers had Don Majkowski as their quarterback and we couldn't even make the playoffs year after year, I didn't give up on them. And then when Brett Favre and eventually Aaron Rodgers after him, when we started winning Super Bowls and making playoffs more years than not, damn, they were so sweet because I didn't give up on them. I was there during the bad times so I could triumph with them in the good times. I'm not giving up on this. This isn't just an hour-long drama like fucking Grey's Anatomy, where the series gets bad and boring, so I'm gonna stop watching. No, this is passion that we live. Pro wrestling is within us. It's in the bloodstream. If you can just stop watching, that's awesome. I refuse to do such. I chose to be change in this community. And I rally my amplified unit, and when our voices need to be heard, whether they be such or not, we're at least going to give it a damn try every time. It's people like our movements that got Daniel Bryan that championship at WrestleMania 30. It's people like our movements that got Naomi a championship when I started this channel, and that was my first movement. Get Naomi a championship. And damn it, we willed our way to do such. Even got a thank you from Naomi. Pretty freaking cool. No, thank you. When our voices need to be heard and you don't think they are, trust me guys, when enough of us come together, they're heard. So I may sound like a harsh critic on this platform. I may be the mean guy on YouTube, but I'm doing this business justice, guys. I'm doing this for me and you. If you truly love professional wrestling, then you truly love what I am doing on this channel. Or I hope you do, or I hope you come around to seeing why I do and say what I do and say. We started this show with Asuka versus Liv Morgan. Actually a damn good match. Asuka wins in roughly 8 minutes via the Asuka lock, but Liv Morgan looked really good and put in the work. Even though it's Asuka, you still thought several times in this match that Liv may actually pull it off. I'm telling you guys, there's more to Morgan than just a pretty face. She's a good wrestler. I just wish the old man saw that in her, and it was the prime time, the prime opportunity when she came back to WWE. And instead, they just had her do something stupid with Lana. Even they knew it was stupid, because a few weeks later, it was already over. Led to nothing. Now she's on the kickoff show to WrestleMania. But last night, man, you still saw those glimpses that this Liv Morgan, man, there's more to her than just a pretty face. But damn, she's also that too. For my men out there, for my dudes, I'm sorry, ladies, I do have to ask this, though, man. Let me know in the comments. Is it me, or is Liv Morgan's ass getting up there at Alexa Bliss status? Maybe not quite there yet, but Liv Morgan, listen, baby got back like 5 feet of fuck yeah! She's almost getting up there to Alexa Bliss status, or maybe I was just so delusional last night having to watch this product. Guys, let me know down below. Am I right? Is Liv Morgan's ass getting up there with Alexa's? I don't know. I mean, Alexa's was the fucking, a standard bearer. Then again, listen, you guys know how I feel about Naomi's and Bianca. All right. This video is going, I'm telling you, talking about their fucking asses is more amusing and entertaining than having to talk about this fucking show. Even the ladies out there would probably be more amused and entertained by me talking about their fucking asses. But I have to talk about this show because I know that's the job we got to do here, guys. And next, here we go. This is what I mean about getting amplified, over-amplified. And then we entered Dumbfuckville. Because you literally have to be a dumbfuck if you think a team that just lost a championship match 24 hours earlier deserves another championship match. And the very next night, not just weeks later, they just lost a championship match the night before. So what's their prize for losing that championship match? They get another championship match the very next night. Could you imagine if the Super Bowl was concluded, you have the winners, you have the losers of the NFL Super Bowl, and then the very next night they decide, we're doing it again. The Super Bowl Lombardi Trophy is on the line again. What the fuck? How is this? Oh, man. And that's why I call it Dumbfuckville. Because you gotta be a dumb fuck to actually think this is okay. The Street Bums, Montez Ford and Doughboy versus Garza and Austin Theory. Theory has had 2 main roster matches, one of those a tag title opportunity, and he's lost them both. 2 main roster matches, lost them both. On what planet does that get you multiple title shots? I'm going to say this again. Last week on Raw, Austin Theory has his main roster debut and loses. His prize? He gets a tag team title opportunity Sunday night. He loses that too. His prize? He gets another shot at the tag titles the very next night on Raw. This is what makes this fucking company a complete farce. Titles are meaningless. They are a meaningless joke. Back in the day, titles, champions, and number one contenders actually meant something. They meant everything. Today, they don't give a fuck. They don't care if it makes sense or not. Fuck it. The sheep will eat it up and think it's good shit. Oh, I love it. Unreal. That's what the sheep are saying, right? I love it. Vince, please, can I have some more? What'd you say, you little pissant? Please, can I please have some more of your bullshit? I love your nonsensical bullshit, Vince. Please, please, can I have some more? Of course you can have more. There's enough bullshit to go around 10 times over. It's a damn joke and it needs to fucking change now. You can't be taken seriously if you don't take yourselves seriously. How are these fucking Do you imagine what the rest of the world must think, man? If they really start to sit down and dedicate themselves to WWE, man. I want to come back as a fan, right? I've been gone for 7 years. Whatever their story is. I'm going to come back and I'm going to try to get into this again. And you see nonsensical people going for multiple title opportunities. What does that say about your... Could you imagine if the NFL ran its full 16-week schedule? The playoffs... and you get to the Super Bowl, and they took one of the top two teams out, and they replaced it with a team that went 2-14. 2 wins and 14 losses. Didn't come close to the playoffs, much less not even close to winning their division. But they put one of the worst teams into the Super Bowl to go for the Lombardi Trophy. That's what you're asking me to do with Garza and Theory. We know they're good wrestlers. There's a million good wrestlers in the world. Down at the local bingo hall, there's several good wrestlers. Billy Buttfuck McGee and Danny Dipshit Dugenheimer, just to name a few. But hell, my local pizza delivery guy Luigi Lugnuts is damn good too. Does that mean they're going to get title opportunities in WWE? Well, probably. Their debut will be a title opportunity. Austin Theory is getting beat by Tyler Breeze just a couple weeks ago on NXT. Then he's losing his debut match on the main roster, and he's thrown in the title opportunities. And I don't want to hear any bullshit that he had to replace a guy who was originally in the match. Then he shouldn't be in the match, or the match has to be scrapped. It has to make sense. These are guys, listen to me! For a damn second, listen! These are titles. These are championships, guys. They're fucking titles and championships. Am I losing my dome piece here? Don't answer that, probably. But they're supposed to be prestigious. I can't even fathom what's happening anymore. WrestleMania, Roman gets taken out, and then Braun Strowman is a guy who has been placed firmly into the mid-card, can't even hold on to an Intercontinental title, but they chose him as a replacement last second. He's all of a sudden deserving of a championship opportunity. You got tag titles being defended at WrestleMania, and it wasn't even a tag team match. Oh, BC, they had to do that because, you see, The Miz was under the weather. Yeah, I know. Motherfucker, do you understand what this channel is? I know all things pro wrestling. I knew The Miz was out before you did. I assure you. The point is, then you have to change things up to make sense. You can't just make everything one-on-one then. Then you know what? Then it's 2-on-2 versus 1. He's got to defend his tag championships against the other two teams. Bottom line. Nothing makes sense. We just watched another fucking tag team title match that we just saw Sunday night with two people that don't even deserve to be in a title match. That shit puts me in a bad mood. But you know what puts me in a good mood? Bianca Belair. Just like WrestleMania, Belair hit the ring and took out Zelina Vega, informing the world that she goes here now. always love that when when Charlotte went to NXT and Bianca Belair looked at her and she's like, "You don't even go here." I love Bianca Belair. "You don't even go here." I loved it. So now she's telling everyone she now goes here. And by the way, this is stemming off of that dumb nonsensical tag team match that just happened. Zelina Vega got involved and it was a DQ finish. So the whole thing was so damn fucking nonsensical to begin with, so why not have a nonsensical finish? Bianca Belair then lays down a challenge to Zelina Vega, and she says, oh no, that's when she says she goes here now. Then she lays down the challenge, my bad. And following a commercial, that's what we got. Zelina Vega and Bianca Belair. But just give me Zelina and Bianca for 10 minutes. And I'm good. But no! Here comes fucking Doughboy and the other three dumb fucks, and we get a second consecutive DQ finish out of Bianca and Zelina. And we all knew what this was leading to. Zelina Vega was in her fucking ring gear. I mean, we're not all stupid, Vince. You're giving up what's about to come by not paying attention to the details. Zelina's in full wrestling gear. We know she's going anyway. But it wasn't just Belair. We knew there was going to be some type of six-man fucking schmaz going on. And sure enough, after 2 consecutive DQ finishes with all of these cast of characters, if all of this wasn't bad enough, we then get all 6 of these sumbitches in a 6-person schmaz, just like we originally thought was going to happen. At this point, I took a lap around my block and proceeded to put my dome piece through every cement wall I came across along the way. Thankfully, when I returned, it was just in time to see Bianca Belair pin Zelina Vega via KOD. Because I didn't think I could do another second of seeing Doughboy out there. Fam? What's going on, fam? Anything happening in the world, fam? I gotta go to the supermarket, fam, and get my Capri Sun, fam. Hey, fam, can you shut the fuck up? Please, fam. This thing was a better part of an hour. Over 40 minutes for sure with all of this shit. They use this because they can't replay past WrestleMania or Royal Rumble replay matches anymore on their program because the pay-per-view is over. I mean, what the hell is that going to hype? That's not going to do anything. So they had to do a big filler, right? Well, this took the place of one of those past pay-per-view replays. I can't. The Street Profits, honestly, if they're just going to pin Bianca Belair with the Profits because she's with Montez Ford in real life, then this is doing a great disservice to Bianca Belair. Bianca Belair is fucking awesome. The Street Profits are the opposite of fucking awesome. They're fucking annoying. Montez Ford I can deal with, by the way, a little bit anyway. Doughboy just irks me to another degree. Unfucking real. Next up was Alistair Black versus Apollo Crews. More nonsensical booking here. Alistair Black has been on a roll as of late, and Apollo Crews has been a jobber of epic proportions for the better part of the last 2 years. Yet, you guys ready for this? Last night, Apollo tapped into his superpowers and not just hung with Black, but almost beat him several times. Fucking Apollo gives Black his toughest match to date. Just stop! Please stop. If this was a year and a half ago, pending Black was on the roster at that time, obviously he was NXT, but I would be down with seeing Apollo getting this type of thing. But if you're going to job him out for 2 years, and now all of a sudden he's Alistair's best fucking matchup, that's not believable. Let me explain this in better terms. For 2 years, you have made people not care about Apollo. And you think in one match, we're all of a sudden supposed to give this guy the greatest fucking accolades? We're supposed to go, wow, Apollo's awesome. Where for 2 years, you told us he wasn't? You're fooling yourself. And on top of that, Alistair, who's been on a roll, he took care of Bobby Lashley in just over 5 minutes at Mania, but he can't do in Apollo in 15 to 20? And this is what I mean about nonsensical, guys. This is the type of shit that I am talking about. Then Ricochet and Alistair, I just said Alistair, but yeah. Alistair Black wants nothing to do with Ricochet, I'm sure. Ricochet and Cedric Alexander defeated Larkin and Birch from NXT. Typical Vince. I'll take two jobbers, smush them together, and make a jobber sandwich. Ricochet and Alexander are now a team that nobody asked for, but we all got anyway. And in the process, the old man found some more NXT talent to job out. Rhea Ripley was only the beginning, trust me. My advice to Larkin and Birch is to run back to NXT as fast as humanly possible. You'll be doing yourselves a great service. So at this point, we've had one good match, Asuka and Liv Morgan. That was at the start of the show. And then an hour and 45 minutes of soul-sucking misery. Okay, perhaps that's a bit of an exaggeration, but you guys get the point. I actually liked how the third hour began. It was the most simplistic shit ever. But it was to the point, it fit the story, and it made complete sense. Of course, I'm talking about Seth Rollins. He got wrecked Saturday night by Kevin Owens. So he's pissed, naturally. He's hurt, naturally. So here he is on Raw against Denzel DeJournette, and he's miserable. He stomps the shit out of Denzel. He proves a point, he sends a message, and he leaves. Still hurt and still pissed. That was the whole segment. Simplistic as fuck, but it makes sense. I like that shit. I'm not asking for the world, guys. I just want shit to make sense, and I want the performer to go out there and do a great service to the storytelling. If that happens, you'll get positive reviews from me time after time. Look at my WrestleMania Night 2 review. You want positivity, you go to that motherfucker. And you talk about me talking about good things that happened. Storytelling. Accuracy. Performances, all worthy of positive reviews and positive talk. Something simplistic like how they started hour number 3, and I'm on board, man. My praise, however, was short-lived when Nia Jax made her return to Raw. Yay! Said Nia's mother, and that's about probably it. Or Nia's fucking family, maybe The Rock somewhere, maybe fucking Roman. Her family was probably proud. She's got a little bit of a fan base too. They're probably fucking proud. The rest of the wrestling world rolled our eyes to the back of our dome pieces. Oh shit, here we go again. Nia Jax completely destroys NXT's Deonna Purrazzo. What is the old man's fixation on calling up NXT talent to job out? I'm not saying Deonna was an A-plus player yet in NXT, but she was starting to put together good matches. We were starting to see what Deonna Purrazzo actually has. Let's send her up to the main roster, and let's have her literally get squashed by a returning Nia Jax. Fuck yeah! Fuck yeah! That's exactly what we all wanted to see. Hey Vince, why don't you put her back together with Tamina and we'll have the world's worst tag team ever. Back in full force. Together, they have the wrestling ability of a fucking grapefruit. I take that back. A grapefruit actually has tremendous fucking ability. I've seen it do a backflip over fucking oranges in the supermarket before. Other people would say it just fell. I say it was a fucking moonsaulted backflip. I don't even know what I'm talking about, man. Talking about fucking produce being better than Nia Jax and Tamina. That's where this fucking product, that's where this review has gone to. So right after you see Larkin and Birch from NXT do the fucking job, just like Rhea did on Sunday, fucking Saturday or so. What the fuck was it? Sunday? Yeah, at WrestleMania. So you got Rhea Ripley, you got Larkin and Birch. Now you got Deonna Purrazzo. We weren't even done with NXT getting jobbed out. Humberto defeated NXT's Brendan Vink in 4 minutes next. I guess I should be happy that Humberto won a singles match, but still, this was just an odd way to go over your post-Mania Raw. Past Mania? I wish we were so far past this. This is an odd way to go about your post-Mania Raw, man. To just send out a bunch of NXT talent and have them do jobs. Just a weird format. And get this, right after all those NXT losses, they have an interview with new NXT champion Charlotte Flair. Talk about a slap in the face. That was literally the old man saying, I run this shit, not my son-in-law. For everyone that says they like NXT and it's better than the main roster, this we're starting to see. Vince McMahon has total control of NXT. We're starting to see, even the B, I know they're not A players like Purrazzo and Larkin and Birch, but they have some talent that still needs to be tapped into. We still have to see and learn a lot about them. And we're already seeing Vince. Vince doesn't care about any of these NXT talents. To them, they're just jobbers. The only difference is he didn't want to get actual jobbers from around the community. He wanted to get his NXT talent. And don't try to tell me it's because of the Wabaka going around. Wrestlers are independent contractors anyway. He can get any schmo off the street that's a pro wrestler and do a quick minute job. He gets paid, they sign a little fucking day contract, and they move on. No. Vince wants to make sure NXT is getting jobbed out. So you have Charlotte Flair in this interview talking about how she now runs NXT. That's all we need. Take something good and turn it into shit. Vince McMahon's hands are all over NXT, man. If you thought that the end of NXT, that the beginning phases have already begun, you are absolutely correct. An interview I actually enjoyed and didn't mind at all was Drew McIntyre. This was the final segment, main event spot of the night. They conducted an interview with Drew, middle of the ring, immediately after he won the title at WrestleMania. So that was pretty unique circumstances. The Big Show hits the ring with a referee, and after a lot of persuasion, including a smack across Drew's face, Drew actually accepts a championship challenge from Big Show right there and then. Again, this is just minutes after he defeated Brock. And he won the strap from Lesnar. So, I mean, like, I don't know. It's just a unique situation. I thought it was pretty cool. I mean, we've never seen something like that before. And you really can't do that when there's a live crowd. Obviously, you can't come back to the ring and do an interview. So, you know, again, this is what I mean about utilizing what you do have. Play to your strengths, hide your weaknesses. You know, if Drew's not going to be a part of the Raw tapings anyway, you can still have him in a significant part of the show. And that's what they chose to do here. Not just in an interview, but again, Big Show comes down, and again, after a lot of persuasion, including that smack across Drew's dome piece, Drew actually accepts Big Show's championship challenge. And even though it is just the Big Show, I felt that using Big Show to solidify Drew's dominance and really begin his title reign was both smart and beneficial. There's a lot of people in the community that are crying hysterically about this. This show was so fucking bad, and that's what they're so hung up on. This did nothing but help Drew out, man. We weren't gonna see Drew anyway on Raw. If you did, it would have been just his few words. What harm does this do to send out this fucking giant? Of course he's been absolute horseshit for years. Of course there's no real stock in Big Show. But he's a giant nonetheless. We were only going to get Drew McIntyre saying some words. So for 4.5 minutes, you saw Drew kick Big Show's dome piece square off his shoulders out of Orlando and into the Panama Canal. Drew McIntyre totally wiped the Big Show out with a devastating Claymore to really put an exclamation point on his championship reign. What harm does it do? So of course I have no problem with that. I don't give a fuck. If you told me the Big Show was coming out there and having a 10-minute match and he's gonna win the championship, fuck, we got an issue. But I'm looking at it as I'm just happy to see our boy Drew out there. A, with the championship. B, talking about how it felt to win the title. That was cool. And then 3, kicking somebody's head off. We got all 3, guys. Who gives a fuck? People can't stand the Big Show so much that they're refusing to look at the big picture here. Concentrate on Drew. not the Big Show. It doesn't matter who went out there and got their head knocked off. Who'd you rather? Somebody that actually has the ability to be something in this business? Would you rather them go out there and get their fucking head knocked off? No! There's only 4.5 minutes left in the show. Send out the giant disappointment. Bring out the big shit show. And just let Drew put an exclamation point on his weekend. It doesn't matter who the fuck went out there. It's not about them. It's just about Drew. I don't want somebody going out there that's an actual threat and in 4 minutes looking like a fucking chump. Think, guys. Did we need the Big Show segment? Of course not. But that's the least of my problems on this fucking show. Focus your energy, your time on the real problems in this company. There's a million problems in WWE. Focus your time and energy on the things that need to be attended to first and foremost. The real bigger issues. Drew McIntyre probably up front wasn't even supposed to be a part of Raw. They made him a part of this in this, if you include the interview, this 7 or 8 minute segment. I'm cool with it. Let's hear from our boy. Let's see him knock somebody's block off. That's cool. That's it. That was your Raw review, guys. Much love to all of you. Again, this show, I don't know what you do. Money in the Bank has to be fucking... They cannot go along with... It's definitely canceled from Royal Farms Arena. It's not going to happen in Baltimore. If that happened, there'll be nobody more shocked than yours truly. I mean, you have the president of this country, the United States, saying that it's going to take till about August, September before we get gatherings like in arenas. So what do? Do we do these type of shows? And they're going to try to do what? Money in the Bank at the PC now? Wrestling doesn't work in front of nobody. And these shows clearly are not working. You're going to have to really drive storytelling. If these shows are going to be anywhere close to manageable, you have to focus on storytelling. Tell great stories. You're going to have to take the Mandy and Otis story, and you're going to have to think of like shit like that 10 times better in 20 different ways. It's a tall task. Are you a billion-dollar conglomerate company or not? Do you have all these supposed creative writers or not? Do you have this supposed genius at the helm or not? Put up or shut up time. Sink or swim. You brag about how you're this, that, and everything as a company. Now's your time to prove it. The Amplified Man. Think, be, live, amplified always, guys. I'll talk to you later in the week for sure. Hang in there. As I always say, man, we're getting through this together. These are tough times for all of us. I understand. We hope to be entertained by things. Unfortunately, for yours truly, Monday Night Raw is just not doing it. I really hope that changes. I really do. Between that and my New York Knicks, I don't know who's worse right now. Which is worse? Much love, guys. I'll talk to you later in the week. Jack you.